Have you ever wondered why some sweet romance stories are impossible to put down? Readers tell themselves they'll read one more chapter before bed, and suddenly it's midnight. The secret isn't beautiful prose, and it's not having a perfect plot, and it's really not writing hundreds of pages of complicated backstory. More often than not, it's because the writer has used powerful romance tropes that naturally create curiosity, emotional investment, and anticipation in the reader. And that's what we'll talk about in today's video. In case we haven't met, I'm Lorna Faith, and I write clean adventure fiction. And I also write contemporary sweet romance with my pen name Melody Archer. I love helping beginning writers by talking about what I've learned writing fiction, in hopes that something that I've learned will, in some small way, help you to write your sweet romance books. As always, what I share in these videos is simply how writing my novels has worked for me, but you might have a different way of writing fiction that works better for you. If that's you, I encourage you to keep doing what's working for you. So in today's video, let's talk a little more in depth about a simple way to understand romance tropes. A trope is not really a cliche, because a cliche is something predictable and boring. A trope really is a storytelling pattern that readers actively look for because they enjoy the emotional experience that it creates. You can think of romance tropes as promises to your reader. Readers see a trope and immediately start imagining all the emotional possibilities. So today I'd like to walk you through 10 sweet romance tropes that readers never seem to get tired of, and I'll show you exactly how each one could possibly work by using examples from Jack and Emily's story. So let's jump in. Trope number 1, small town romance. Readers love small town romance because the setting becomes part of the love story. The bakery owner knows everybody's secrets. The elderly neighbors offer unasked for advice. The entire town seems invested in whether or not the couple gets together. Here's an example from Jack and Emily's story. Emily arrives in Angel's Cove with her young daughter Sarah after losing her husband. Within 24 hours, people in the coffee shop know her name. The librarian invites little Sarah to story time. 3 older ladies are already discussing whether Jack Hawkwood might finally smile again. Now the reader isn't just rooting for this sweet romance, they're rooting for Emily to find a home. And that becomes a powerful emotional connection. Trope number 2, the wounded hero. Readers really love a hero carrying emotional scars. Why is that? Because they really want to watch the hero begin to heal. In my story example with Jack and Emily, Jack believes everybody he loves will get hurt. His father died at sea. His teammate in the Navy SEALs, Rick, died during a mission. His fiancée, Violet, died during a storm. His false belief has become, I am dangerous to the people that I love. So instead of telling readers about this immediately, we can show it. One way of showing it would be when little Sarah falls off a dock, Jack catches her, and Emily thanks him. Jack's reaction is that he physically steps away. It's almost like he's afraid of getting too attached. Now readers really want to know why that is. And curiosity will keep readers turning the pages. Before we get to the next romance trope, I want to let you know if you want to get started to write your own sweet romance book. You can grab my free Sweet Romance Story Starter Pack at the link below this video. Now let's get to trope number 3, the sunshine and the grump. This trope works because opposites create fiction. In my story example from Jack and Emily, Emily is warm and hopeful and nurturing. And Jack is guarded, serious, and emotionally closed off. Here's a story example. Emily tries to invite Jack to a community barbecue. Jack says no. Emily asks again. Jack still says no. Then little Sarah asks, and Jack reluctantly agrees. Readers smile because they can already see the emotional walls beginning to crack in Jack's grumpy exterior. Trope number 4, forced proximity. Nothing speeds up emotional connection like putting two people together when they'd rather really keep their distance. Here's an example from Jack and Emily's story. A hurricane warning hits Angel's Cove. Emily's apartment loses power. Sarah is frightened. The safest place is Jack's large family home. Now they're sharing meals, playing board games, sitting on a porch while the rain pounds outside. Readers are excited to learn that the intimacy between Jack and Emily is growing, and they are starting to want more. Trope number 5, found family. This trope is incredibly powerful because readers want belonging. Many sweet romance readers aren't just looking for a love story, they're looking for community. Here's an example from Jack and Emily's story. Emily feels alone, and then she meets Jack's brothers, Rawson, Merrick, Beckett, Sullivan. The entire Hawkwood family adopts her and her daughter Sarah. When Sarah starts calling Jack's brothers Uncle Beckett and Uncle Merrick, the readers begin to melt, and the sweet romance becomes bigger than just two people. It's about finding a family at last. Trope number 6, protector hero. Readers really love heroes who protect without controlling. In Jack and Emily's story, someone breaks into Emily's apartment. Nothing is stolen, but the message is clear. Someone wants to frighten her. Jack immediately checks every lock, installs security cameras, keeps watch on Emily's apartment from across the street. And it's not because he thinks she's helpless. It's because he cares. And that's really important. Protection creates emotional safety, and emotional safety creates sweet romance. Trope number 7, the shared secret. Secrets create suspense in sweet romance. They create intimacy, and they create curiosity. Here's an example from Jack and Emily's story. Emily discovers old documents connected to Jack's great-grandfather, Edward Hawkwood. The documents seem to hint at the fact that the Hawkwood family may have been falsely accused generations ago. Now Jack and Emily share information between themselves that nobody else knows. They become partners, allies. They become a team. And readers start to see them as a couple long before they do. Trope number 8, a second chance at love. This doesn't always mean former sweethearts. Sometimes it's a second chance to believe in love. Here's an example from Jack and Emily's story. Emily thought she'd already had her great love story. Jack thought love only led to loss. Both believe that chapter of their lives is over. The romance becomes a second chance for both of them. Readers love stories that offer hope for them, especially later in life readers who understand heartbreak. Trope number 9, the almost kiss. Never underestimate the power of anticipation. Many sweet romance stories lose tension because the couples kiss too early. The almost kiss often creates more excitement than the actual kiss. Here's an example from Jack and Emily's story. Jack and Emily are standing on a moonlit dock. They are talking about their fears, their dreams, their regrets. Jack brushes a strand of hair away from Emily's face. They lean closer and closer and closer. And then little Sarah's voice calls from the porch. The moment is ruined, and readers groan because they wanted them to kiss. And then readers immediately turn the page, because now they need to know when the kiss will finally happen. Trope number 10, choosing love over fear. This is the emotional payoff that readers really crave. Every great sweet romance eventually asks, will the characters cling to fear or will they choose love? In Jack and Emily's story example, the villain threatens Emily and Sarah. Jack realizes he could lose them. His instinct is to push Emily and Sarah away, to protect them by leaving. But this time, Jack recognizes the lie he's been believing. The truth is, love isn't what causes loss. Fear is what keeps him alone. So instead of running, Jack stays. He fights for their future, and he chooses love. And readers get the emotional payoff they've been waiting for the entire book. So just some final thoughts. I think here's one of the biggest mistakes that beginning romance writers can make. They think tropes are shortcuts, but they're really not. Tropes are emotional engines. The reason that readers love them isn't because they've never seen them before, because they have seen many romance tropes. But readers want to experience those emotions again through new characters and new situations. So if you're struggling to keep readers turning the pages of your book, instead of asking, what plot twist should I add? Instead ask, what emotional experience do I want readers to have? And then choose a romance trope that naturally creates that experience. And remember, the most unforgettable sweet romances aren't built on complicated plots. They're built on emotional moments that readers never want to leave. Meanwhile, happy writing, and I'll see you in the next video.